It's Cash here from the 𝗧𝗶𝗸 Media. I'm joined with George Groves. George, how was the night? What did you think of it?
Yeah, a magnificent night. Chris is a good friend of mine, so I'm over the moon for him. But even if I wasn't, it's been a mega night. You know, a stadium fight. You had that big fight feel, lots of excitement in the air. Ring walks lived up to expectation. The fight was thrilling. I was chuffed and honoured to be part of the 𝗙𝗫 sort of production team this evening. We get to sit ringside and see a great fight, but also see a friend, you know, fulfill his dream and become a world champion.
Was it the result you were expecting? Well, not even the result, but the fashion it happened. Was it something you expected, knowing Chris so much and so well?
Hey man, I didn't give a prediction before the fight because I'm working, like it's not professional. But I knew Chris had the capability of beating Lawrence Okolie. I knew he'd be an underdog, and I knew that if he gets caught, he could be in trouble. But Chris has shown that he's got a great chin. He's weathered, you know, numerous storms before. He can be a bit vulnerable at times, but that's what makes him exciting. And he's dog tough. Like he'll bite down the gumshoe and grind it out. And then Lawrence Okolie also can do that, but at times smothers his work. And you know, I thought if they end up getting tied up on the inside, Chris might be doing the better work. Ultimately, what changed the course of the fight was Chris got off a lethal left hook after Okolie fell short with a couple of shots, left out of position, left himself vulnerable, and that left hook really hurt him. You know, he took the rest of the round was holding on, and even the following round didn't look like he had his legs underneath him. Lots of stuff didn't go his way at Okolie. You know, they were on his case for holding, which, you know, the rules are you can't hold, and you know, Chris's team made those thoughts present. The board officials tonight, made sure they tried to stamp it out. Yeah, points taken off, and then 2 more knockdowns. I think on the clip, the second one was maybe a bit harsh. The third one looked like he got caught on the ropes and then sort of tripped over his feet, fell forward. Legitimate knockdown. But at that point, you're thinking Billam-Smith, Chris must be miles ahead on the scorecards. Even though Okolie was maybe won most of the rounds, but he couldn't go any other way apart from Chris' decision. And at that point, I'm just mesmerised by a guy who has come this far, Hollywood journey, wins a world title in his football stadium. You know, it's an incredible thing. You know, I can't think when someone's even come close to doing that. He's a lovely guy. He's an amazing guy. He's dedicated to his craft. He's gritty. He's showed so many world-class attributes. He deserves it, and you can see how much it meant to him at the end. So, and that is the raw emotion that boxing brings, and you know, it's almost like the rooting of the underdog. It's what really romanticises the sport. Mega moment, and I'm proud of him and ecstatic to be, you know, here present to witness it.
I was going to say as well that, you know, you winning the world title yourself, you'd know that the harder challenges are ahead now. Defending the title, a lot of people say that defending the title is harder than winning the title. If you could give him advice, I know he's sat right behind us now, but if he was watching this video, what advice would you give him now? Now he's got probably the immediate rematch next, if Lawrence takes that or he decides to do something else. What's your piece of advice, your wisdom going forward?
It's all downhill from here. He'll never live this moment again. So I win a world title at the 4th attempt. Like it's my lifelong dream fulfilled. But I was lucky enough to sign into a tournament where there was some really good prize money, some mega fights, some more titles, and maybe build the legacy. He's got an immediate rematch with Lawrence, and he's going to have to go out and win. Like, you have to go out and win again. And he's got a young family, and you know, he's a clever guy. He'll know that he's not thinking about the next 10 years in boxing. He'll be thinking about the next few big fights to cement a legacy, get some money put aside to change his life, to change his kids' future, which is what it's all about. And yeah, if he needs any help with some motivation along the way, then I'll keep calling him fucking. I'll give him so much grief that he'll be at it. But he's a smart guy, Chris. You know, it's a mega journey he's been on this whole week, and he's had to overcome a lot of adversity. But so many fighters do. So, but you know, I've been part of it and I've seen it. But he's a sweet guy. He's a nice guy. He's a gentleman. You know, when this fight was made, he messaged me saying that he came to watch me win a world title on May 27th in a football stadium 6 years ago, and he's fate that he's going to do the same. And it's got fuck all to do with me, like. But
don't say that. You never know. It might have.
Yeah, well, you know, but he's like that. He's a caring guy. He's a sweet guy. He shouldn't really be built for boxing, but he is. And a mega night tonight. And you know,
how are you feeling by
he could end up being the star of the Sky boxing setup. I don't see why his next fight shouldn't be a pay-per-view. He should be a pay-per-view star now because, sure, it takes a while in fights. You know, some fighters just become pay-per-view, and some fighters, you know, have to be in particular fights for it to be pay-per-view. But there are pay-per-view slots on the Sky, and this guy is a stadium fighter. Tell me another one like on the Sky rostrum. And the cruiserweights are fascinating in the UK, and Boxer have quite a few of them. So Chamberlain was out tonight. You know, you got Chamberlain fight 𝗵𝗵𝗄𝗵 in a final eliminator for the rematch of Billam-Smith and Lawrence Okolie. Probably do that back down here, and they'll probably get another 5,000–10,000 people in here with, you know, by the time they've appealed to the council and everything else. So, and that's pay-per-view. That's absolutely pay-per-view. And that is life-changing money for Chris, which he deserves, because he's done his part. He's in the interesting fights. He's fan-friendly, and he's a lovely guy. So, yeah, I hope it comes. I'll be campaigning for it. I think it's a good move, a good business move for everyone involved. I'd pay money to watch him box. So everyone else should as well.
That's brilliant. George, listen, it was good speaking to you. Before I can let you go, any message out there to the fans? Can we see you back?
Nah, not me back. Not me back.
What, Jake Paul, these guys out there, you never know. No?
Never say never, but then I turned 35. People think I'm really old. Do you know, like people? I think because I retired at 30, and it was a while ago now, and then my big fights were like 10 years ago. People tarnish me with the old brush, like, and I've only just gone past my peak, 35. But yeah, 35 was a cut-off point. Now I talk for a living, and it's a lot easier. You can eat and talk at the same time, and it fucking makes a difference, you know, to your mentality, to your happiness, to your personality. So never say never, but right now, no.
Well, you look well, you look happy, and yeah, it's a pleasure meeting you and speaking to you. So we'll catch you again soon, George.
Yeah, lovely. Thank you.
Cheers, mate. Appreciate that.